Hello everybody, welcome to the Dome on this Sunday afternoon. How are you going, Ox?
Very well, thanks, Bruce.
Should be a terrific game. The Saints desperate for a win. The Kangas always come out with passion. And St Kilda, the spat between Grant Thomas and Rod Butters has really added some spice to the match.
No doubt, and one player that was caught up right in the middle, Nick Revolt. I think you'll see him come out here this afternoon and just show what the St Kilda Footy Club and all this brawling and going on is all about. He'll come out and just show everyone how good he is.
And Dennis Committee, that public brawl between the president and the ex-coach has put some of the players right in the spotlight.
Yeah, thanks, Bruce. Well, quite often footballers are required to defend the honour of their club, and that's, I guess, fair enough because it's the footballers quite often who put clubs in difficult situations. But today it's a little bit different. St Kilda have a situation of their own off the field. Grant Thomas and Rod Butters are at war, and as a result, these players are like, or some of them at least, like a chattel in a rather messy divorce. Today they've got to speak up for the club and themselves. I suppose it's fair to say in the past, strangeness has been part of the charm of the St Kilda Football Club. Well, today it's part of the diagnosis, and who knows what we'll find.
And they certainly need a win with 3 consecutive losses. Still a lot of big names, Ox, missing from this lineup, but 3 changes. Andrew Thompson, Brett Voss and Brad Howard are in.
Starting to look like a more familiar St Kilda side. Jason Graham's going to play an important role, and we've got to remember he's only played 40 games of footy, but he's so highly rated and he gives so much to the St Kilda fans off that half back line. Lee Montagna on the wing, he's an important player also. He's into his 6th year of football. He's hitting up the forwards beautifully. His foot and hand possessions are so important for the club. And Nick Revolt, we just spoke about him. Well, he took more marks than anybody else last year in the home and away season. I reckon today could be his day. He might just go out and kick a bag. With Josh Gibson down, the Kangaroos are a little bit skinny down back.
Yeah, he's a big out, isn't he, Josh Gibson? And more about him a little later in the program. Ed Lower, David Hale and Shannon Watt does come back for the team.
Yeah, Watt will probably play full-back, but Drew Petrie will probably get the big job on Nick Revolt. He has been playing down forward, so they're kind of just robbing Peter to give to Paul with Petrie, so he'll get the big job on Revolt and he'll have to work really hard because we know Nick Revolt has got such a big engine. Also for the Kangaroos, Hamish McIntosh, the 203 centimetre, 107 kilo ruckman. Gee, hasn't he been important? And he's been so special inside the middle of the ground where he'd probably been getting his possessions out too wide. And Andrew Swallow, he's like a little Daniel Harris, gets in and under. He's such a hard ball getter, and the Kangaroos fans just love him.
Kicked that winning goal against the Demons, didn't he? Well, Tim Watson down on ground level. Everything's set up for what should be a terrific afternoon.
It's a beautiful day here at the Telstra Dome. A little bit of cloud cover, that will suit the forwards. There's some smart players out on the ground today. None more smart than this bloke, Shannon Grant. He's having a lot of influence on the game. In fact, he's probably the key forward in the competition at ground level. Has kicked 24 goals this year. Michael Ferrito, he's a defender who can play tall or small. He's a good rebounder. Does Laidley give him first crack at Gary today, or does he go to Milne? That's an indication of his flexibility. Nick Del Santo always draws a tag. Today he'll get Rawlings. Del Santo is still coming to grips with this invasive attention. He needs to work harder and for longer and kick goals when he goes forward. And Justin Kaczynski, he needs to cement his place as the #1 ruckman in this side. Today he goes up against the #9 pick of 2002, Hamish McIntosh, who's in great form. And once again, the Kangaroos, well, they're fighting for recognition. Today they go in as underdogs in this game against St Kilda. Dean Laidley is bemused, but that's more ammunition for his group of players.
Thanks, Tim. Out come the Kangaroos to the Dome. Big day for Dean Laidley, his 100th as coach. Loses last week in Perth after 6 straight victories. And Shannon Grant gets AFL Life membership after 300 official games. Congratulations to him. The Kangaroos struggled last week late, good early. Now St Kilda, a record of 6-4, but they've lost their last 3 against Hawthorn, Fremantle and Geelong. Big test for the mettle of this club today. Sunday football right here, St Kilda and the Kangaroos.
Heads is called. Oh, sorry. It's okay. And heads it is, Adam. Okay.
So Luke Ball captaining today.
Right.
Simpson wins the toss and the Kangaroos to go to the locket end, the left of screen.
They're a hard-working side, this Kangaroo outfit. Just looking at some of the stats during the week, they're the #1 tackling side, inside 50 in the competition. Almost 60 more tackles than the Saints.
So a bit of bonding for both the teams. So the scene's set. The Saints are the favourites. They're the bookmakers' favourites, and probably with most of the tipsters. But it's a mirror image when you look at 4 and 6 and 6 and 4 down to ground level with Rick Olorenshaw. Rick, the Kangas, we see a group of their key defenders there, but no Josh Gibson. A horror story, but it might have a good ending.
Yeah, we hope so, Bruce. Pretty amazing story with Josh Gibson falling over in his bathroom last Sunday morning and receiving pretty bad concussion. He actually had 5 spots of bleeding on the brain, which they didn't discover until Tuesday. The club didn't realise, and Josh didn't even remember falling over. I spoke to Josh this morning, and he said it's the first morning he woke up without a headache. He feels physically a lot better. He'll have tests in 2 weeks' time. He'll have an MRI and some other tests just to make sure that brain tissue has recovered, and we'll make a decision on his playing future then. So fingers crossed, we'll see Gibbo before the season's out.
Good on you, Rick. Milestone for Dean Laidley today. Robert Harvey looking on. Brendan Goddard alongside. Presume he got Brendan's before, that young man. Dean Laidley coached his first game against St Kilda, round 1, 2003. The Kangaroos won by 26 points. He'd take that this afternoon. Opening bounce under partly cloudy skies. Both ruckmen missed the ball. Kazetsky goes after it, spills wide of the pack. Scrambled through by Smith in the opposite direction. Del Santo cut a swathe. Penetrating kick. Revolt goes up. Missed the mark. Gehrig at the back. The Crummer taken down. Revolt goes again. Lower in desperate trouble. Hand passes over his shoulder and gets it out of bounds.
That's a great sign. Some tackling inside the attacking 50 for the Saints. Just 47 to this stage of the year.
Umpires this afternoon headed by the experienced Brett Allen. Off hands Milne. 35 metres out. How will it bounce? Gehrig trapped it. Clark to Gehrig against the post. Goes down. There was no Irish whip involved behind.
Stephen Baker's gone to the dangerous Brent Harvey.
So Archer closing in on that 300-game milestone. Here's Harvey. And such a good player for such a long time. Edwards on a hard lead.
That's a really interesting matchup. Sam Fisher has gone to Grant. Their best defender, St Kilda, going to Grant.
And Harvey on the burst. Good looking kick inside the 50. And that was a lovely setup there with Harvey getting involved on a couple of occasions and Edwards.
Want to see the arms up?
He's a beauty, Harvey. We talk about his actual goal-kicking ability, and he's been very accurate this year, but he's also the #2 player in the competition for goal assists, setting him up, as we've seen just then.
Well, Simpson not noted for his goals. Only got 2 for the whole of last year. Has a couple so far this season. Can the captain kick the opener? I reckon he can. He's got it.
That's where he's dangerous, Brent Harvey, not just in his ability to kick goals, but in his ability also to set them up. Here he is. He just gets away from Stephen Baker, just runs to the space. They're really happy with giving him the ball. Doesn't matter where he is, but if he's outside the attacking 50, they want the ball in his hands because he can kick the ball well and set goals up, and that's a good finish by the skipper.
Adam Simpson, great start. There's the press. With it melt in his mouth. Looking very tranquil, despite the Kangaroos getting the first goal. Flicked down behind by McIntosh. Well done. Onto the loose ball. Shannon Grant kicks it inside the forward 50. Jones went to ground under a strong tackle. Montagna. Now Graham. Hand passes to no one really. Over the football is Simpson. Knock it out's the call. Hayes over him.
You both bet 50-50 on that ball.
And the umpire will ball it up.
Dennis, really concerned about that matchup, Sam Fisher against Grant. Fisher actually went into the centre bounce there. He's not a noted centre square player. They're going to lose some capacity to actually win the ball at ground level with him in there.
McIntosh backhands it down this time. Out of there by Fisher. Up to the wing, getting back Simpson, who started very well, lays it off to Harvey, scuttles around industriously, got it away. Pratt sold into trouble. Well done, Milne. Harvey comes again, lower at centre half back, in trouble, needs to be careful. Hand passes, setting a teammate a task. Swallow did brilliantly, knocked it down to Pratt.
Gee, he was good there, Dennis. It was a clever touch. And then McIntosh, who gets so much of the footy, back to Watt. To Jones. Good strong mark.
Stephen, no need for that at all. 50 metres. That's late contact. Round the face after the mark. No need.
Well,
Let's just watch it
again. Yeah.
Here comes a kick from Watt. There's the mark, and that was a bit late.
Yes.
Might have been paying for his reputation, I think, Baker there. I mean,
Well, he's a long way from the ball, isn't he, though? I mean,
Anything head high.
these are skilled athletes. They don't miss by a metre.
gee. 2 goals on the board.
I think, Bruce, they just hope the speed of the event blurs things.
It's interesting.
Let's watch it again.
I've got to say, I'm the odd man out here.
Let's watch it again. It was definitely high, and it was definitely late. At this stage of the game, possession-wise, the Roos had 16-6, so the Saints just can't get their hands on the ball. You can get their hands on the face there. That is, well, I reckon he had an option. Very early in the piece, he had an option about whether or not he hit the arm or he hit something else, and he chose to hit something else.
Now, Jones is off the ground.
Bit of blood.
Yeah.
That spells danger for the Kangaroos, though, for the Saints too, because that's brought Campbell onto the field now. So they've got Thomas and Campbell out there at the moment. The Roos.
Feisty, Stephen Baker. Rucks again, battle. McIntosh is doing very well. Knocked it down into the path of Grant. Stolen away by Ball to Hayes. They need this midfielder fire today. That's a long kick from Hayes, but not sure who the target was. Voss goes back, running out of space, tried to keep it in, stifled by Petrie, and knocks it across the line.
He's a flexible player, isn't he, Petrie? He started the year as a forward. Now he's playing the key defensive role on Fraser Gehrig at fullback today.
And there's a free kick down the field by the look of it.
Report. Back at metre, thanks, Bally.
Going to Swallow, so
Right out, Stephen.
St Kilda's week is fast turning into a nightmare.
It's a lot of whistles.
And coming down even further, this free kick, is it?
Hey? It was. If you're about 2 metres back, Dino, about 2 metres back.
St Kilda.
Dino, 2 metres.
Ben.
So we're just following the umps right here.
Take your pick.
That's
What do you think
interesting.
happened?
Umpire Allen setting the mark down the ground when he was 50 metres away.
So Ferrito the beneficiary and kicks inside to Archer. Well, this has been a disastrous start for the Saints.
They just need 5 minutes of just being able to get their hands on the ball, just to settle, get their matchups right. Archer was smart then. He just took the young kid deep into the forward line, and he would have been expecting that it was Archer that was actually going to lead from the goal square.
Not sure how many shots Archer's had this season, but he hasn't kicked a goal so far, and he's missed a pretty good opportunity there. So the Saints let off the hook in a strange half a minute of footy.
That 50 was for holding the man off the ball too.
Umpire Allen can be very touchy on his day. He's like one of those airport metal detectors. Now, we've got a behind. Tried to take off my commemorative WWE belt the other day. Going through. Graham's got it in the goal square. Got to keep your eye on that, Tim. Someone will knock that off, don't worry.
Pleased that you're wearing it today, Dennis. It looks good on you too.
Your trousers look much better up.
And the WWE braces as the ball comes towards half back. Well, the pressure from the Kangaroos has been terrific so far. Down goes Gwilt, held to him, and the Saints a little befuddled.
Hey, Dennis, they are the best side in the competition at tackles inside that 50-metre forward arc. They put enormous pressure on opposition sides.
Nice Lyon. What a week he's had. Down goes Hayes. Gilbert just walking against the flow.
Thanks, guys. Easy, Luke. Don't grab him.
And that little Campbell, Matty Campbell, the best in the business. 16 tackles inside, attacking 50 this year. He goes again. Watch him.
A rare tap for St Kilda. Attard gave it to support. Kicked out of there by Montagna. Clark missed one target. Montagna provided some backup. Hayes again. Tackled strongly. Gang tackle, down he goes, holding the ball.
Good job on the foot.
Should have been red hot on that all weekend.
Play on.
Umpire Allen is everywhere.
Thomas's poor kick though, and Kosicki's got it. Yeah, they're holding the ball. So
They just aren't smart, are they, at the moment, the Saints?
built away there, came from lower. But back to Hudson, just his 3rd game for the season. And he flirted with the line. But Graham okay. An up and under kick. Clark and Kazitsky a target. Harvey at the back. Cossington couldn't quite. Harvey's little gift to Simpson. To Tom Campbell, I should say. Back to Harvey. Good, clever mark by Green. I don't think it was intended for him.
It was going to Grant.
And then Green centering. Well, not such a good option, I would have thought.
Poor kick.
Heavily outnumbered.
Just got to show some composure here, the Saints. This kick off half-back.
Montagna back. Not much composure right now. Dalcedo to Rawlings.
Swallow. Was he pushed in the back? Play on's the call. Rawlings. Now Watt. Inside the centre square. Pratt. Intelligent kick to Rawlings in the shadows. Broadcast side. Down towards half forward. Not a good kick. Split the difference between Harvey and Green. Coming away, the kick there from Clark, not good. Missed by Ball. Over the top, Swallow. Ball a bit lucky. Montagna comes away. Now Hayes runs beyond the wing. Revolt wants it back towards the middle. Beautiful kick. Revolt must get a free.
Took your eyes off the footy, Michael. Took your eyes off the footy and straight at him.
Where's the push?
Ran straight into him.
Just watch this again. Here's the push. There's Revolt just signalling to where he wanted the ball, kicked in that space. That's Frito's body that just took him out there underneath the ball. There's no hands in the back then, but you can't take a player's body off the line of the ball before the ball arrives like that.
It was actually clever by Ferrito in as much as he knew he was giving away a kick, but he disguised it pretty well. 50% from set shots this season. He's kicked 9 goals, and he comes from the 50. Nick puts it through from long range.
He gets some big assignments, Ferrito, and he handles most of them. He's going to have his hands full today with Nick Revolt, though. He's the player they'll attempt to go to most often off half-back. The Kangaroos have been stifling the Saints for space in the early part of this game. Clearly a free kick then, just whacking him across the head too.
Interesting here, Gehrig's come off the goal line to have a long talk to Revolt. So the inside 50s for the Kangas. Just saw Gehrig there. He came off the goal line to have a chat to Revolt after Nick kicked the goal. So that'll help the Saints just get some equilibrium back with the Kangas, those early goals and a couple of free kicks. Geez, Simpson again getting a lot of it early. Kick had a lot on it, went right over the top. Gilbert in trouble.
Tackle.
Gee.
He's a machine, this little fella.
You've talked a bit about him, Tim, and his ability to tackle inside the forward 50. He's #1 in the comp, and we've seen a couple of instances of it today. Campbell centering kick to Brown, and they had Brown written all over it, and then Grant just dived, and the umpire was onto it. Blake cut off by Ball. He took it away from his own man Fisher, but it was a good cue, and gets it to Milne, and Milne deep in defence, running and running hard.
Drives it down towards half forward. Too easy. Coming over the top, Watt thumped it towards the line. I think Clark lost his bearings there.
He just didn't read that ball, did he? He got way underneath that ball then, Raf Clark. Hasn't played a lot of football. Only had 3 touches last week. They've kept him in the side. Here's the Grant injury. Just going over the top of him. Maxie Huston.
I think Archer clipped him too, of all the gin joints in all the world. Hayes comes away from the congestion inside the 50. Punched away by Pratt, who goes after it. Fraser wanted to take him out, didn't succeed, and the ball eventually goes across the boundary line. You would say that was a very good result for Pratt and the Kangaroos.
Actually thought he had the right idea here, Fraser, because he looked up and he saw that Andrew Thompson was coming too. He tried to take him out to make a path for Thompson, but just didn't eventuate.
Not quite. Hayes across the body, floats it to the pocket. Petrie goes back, dropped it. Fraser's got it, looks towards the middle. Milne.
Gee, that was close to being a free kick then to Petrie. I thought Gehrig took his eyes off the ball in this marking contest, and generally that just signals to the umpire a free kick. No, he actually did it better than... He did it okay, Fraser, and just kept his poise and composure when he gathered the ball there to his little mate there in Stevie Milne.
I think Fraser must be difficult to umpire because he simply doesn't conform, does he? Quite ungainly. As is this kick. That's a shocker from Steve Milne.
And what's the opposite of sweet contact?
Projectile dysfunction.
That's it. That's exactly what we saw there.
First miss from a set shot this season.
And play on!
He made it a good one, didn't he?
You!
Made it a certainty. That's a good kick to Lower. And then Lower down the line to Harris.
That's the side.
And then Harris short. Mark not taken by Green, and then Thompson to worry him out of it and try to get to Graham.
Do you reckon there's some danger up in the forward line for the Kangaroos at the moment?
He didn't make the difference. Was he?
Why, Tim?
Sorry, just looking at that replay, definitely a free kick, but just Campbell's in the goal square alongside Grant. Archer's down there too. They've got the two tall targets. If they get there quick enough.
We're about to find out, Tim, because Harvey bursts away. The kick not good, though. Here's Brown, the give. Jones too slow, or is he? It's the second goal to him.
And once again, it was Harvey that broke clear from the midfield, sent that ball forward. It wasn't a great kick, but they just have some dangerous-looking players down there at the moment. Archer's playing out of the goal square. They've got Campbell at ground level alongside Shannon Grant. They've got Corey Jones. There's 5 of them now camped inside the goal square, and that spells real danger for the Saints when the ball crosses over halfway.
Great start by Corey Jones. He's played only one game this season where he's gone goalless against Geelong round 4. And that day, you might remember, he copped a very nasty cork early in the game. 2 already. Dean Laidley on the phone. Done it a few times in 100 games. Wide of the pack. Baker. Down he went. Flicked out of there. Tossed out of there. Somehow by Simpson. Diving after it was Harris. Created a path for this man, the beneficiary. Sinclair goes down towards half-forward. Jones again. Knocked away by Gilbert this time. Close to the boundary line. Well done, Gilbert. Worked Jones off the line of the football. Del Santo. Now Graham. Anything but convincing back there, the Saints. Montagna to Gilbert.
They've just got to think their way through this and be patient coming off half-back.
Montagna from the wing towards half-forward. Just coming across on the angle. Pratt knocks it away.
Stevie Baker's just going to have to close in on Brent Harvey. He's already had 7 possessions.
You're always preaching patience there, Tim, hence your son's name.
Tim, it's your cue.
No, the chuckle was enough.
Well, no, I acknowledge that with a chuckle, the patience of Job.
Well, have the Saints got it today? They trail 8-19.
Good tap.
By Del Santo to Hay. So a midfielder to another. And the kick to Revolt just too high for him. Milne in the pocket. He's a clever player. He goes across the face. Gehrig a chance. Use the body on Petrie. Now that mind is racing. He's working out what can I do. He's doing his mathematical equations and he just flunked the test. He'll have another chance.
His frontal lobe is sweating profusely.
Petrie worked that well, though. He knew that Fraser was going to go to his left leg, and that's the side he played hard.
He was thinking about the patience of Job right there. Was Fraser.
Kick around the corner from Thompson. There's Nick. A man under pressure this afternoon in more ways than one. Slipped it away. Thompson couldn't handle it. Rawlings for Rito. Simpson, well done by Revolt, affected the kick, diving across the boot. Del Santo, Montagna, 75 metres out, sets it high. Fraser and Petrie. Fraser looking to get a cannon there. And the player he pushed, missed the player coming back. It was a free kick. And Hale goes to the pocket. And Jess Sinclair has got it. Sinclair, the valuable player he's been for the Kangaroos since he came from Fremantle. Green, who came across too from the west. From the West Coast Eagles. A tumbling mark.
Where you are. Thanks.
Montagna's had 8 touches already.
Green told to play on. Young man who unfortunately blotted his copybook one day against Melbourne and seemed never forgiven. Certainly by the West Coast Eagles. Montagna goes off the ground. Green once more. Rawlings. And now Smith back to Rawlings.
They did it pretty well in the end, and then Rawlings from centre wing to half forward. McIntosh was Hale rather was the target. Montagna and Sinclair.
I reckon the Roos, what they needed to do across half back there
He just put his hand on the footy. You locked it in.
Okay.
You locked it in, Lee.
We've got the explanation there. What they need to do is run the ball at the St Kilda defence and try and just carry that area across half-back where they've got the numbers.
And certainly they've got a lot of numbers, the Kangaroos, at the moment across in the 10-metre line. Now, wasn't that taken out on the full? It was.
Let him up, let him up. Mark's there. Right.
Thompson's free kick. Played the first 5 games this season, Thompson, and back today. Gwilt. Neat kick. Found Sam Fisher. He's an honourable player, isn't he, Fisher? As he goes out wide to Revolt. Took it on the chest. Just looked up, Revolt, wanting 50, not coming, goes to Gehrig. Oh, just too far.
The Saints are actually congesting the midfield themselves when they come off half-back. What they're needing to do is their forwards are pushing so far up the ground, then they're actually staying in the midfield section of the ground. They actually need to push back inside their own attacking 50 quickly, just to open up that section.
Kazetsky and Watt, as it turns out. Harris taken to ground. Kazetsky another chance. Thompson reeled it in. Reefed away there brilliantly by Harris. Hale, clever. And now Watt, or rather Pratt's away. Pratt across half-back to space. The Kangaroos lead to the ball in all directions. Sinclair forced to kick with his right boot inside the forward 50. Not a sweet kick. Edwards coming up, tackled by Blake. Attard got it, goes over the top. Montagna goes back. Need to be careful. Gwilt untidy. Sam Fisher, so good last week at centre half back, lacking support. Goes for distance with a hand pass. Well done. Hudson, who turns around and just pops it out to Milne. Milne kicks towards half forward, up in front ball. Swallow there. Falls behind, taken by Blake. Fraser, he won't be happy with this. Gee, they're asking a lot. 2 kicks within centimetres of the boundary.
2 poor kicks to the first one actually didn't get to its intended target, which was Blake.
And he's an explosive player, Gehrig, isn't he? And whilst it's a big heart, the engine can't go all day. So he's used a couple of big runs already without any reward. Watt cleverly to Rawlings, to Swallow. Awkward kicking style. It was hard for Archer. He did very well, did Archer, and then goes to full forward. Campbell underneath. Thomas lurking. Well done, Baker. Gilbert takes his man on. This is better. A bit of rebound footy maybe now. Milne to get hold of it. Now Hayes out wide. Milne wanting to use him. No. Goes the bounce. Now he'll go to Hayes. He does over the top now. Now Hayes decides to go to the pocket to Gehrig. And not quite. Back with Gehrig. Had it for a while. And Petrie's had a big win there. Ricky, down to you, mate.
Yeah, we talked about Brent Harvey early. Had 7 touches in the hand and a couple of goals. He came off about a 5-minute rest, and Baker came off with him. They've come back on, and they're already at it straight away.
Fraser a bit stiff there. Almost stuck long enough, you would have thought. Ball towards full forward. Off hands, Ricks at the back. Strong tackle. Well done by Hale. Got him down. Ferrito goes to the outer side and Green, and they've got the odd number out there. Green looking to lure Graham towards him. Graham eventually goes, and that is Sinclair's cue. He's got the ball on the 50, man in the pocket. Will he go there? No, he's decided to hold up.
Just trying to work out who Sinclair's playing. I think it was Montagna.
Short one, Archer.
She's getting some space out there, Sinclair.
Glenn Archer, game number 298, his 20th against St Kilda. First played against the Saints, round 15 of 1992, and finished with 1 hand pass. Inauspicious debut. It'll take a good kick from here, right on the boundary line. That's a good-looking effort.
Touched or clear?
At the umpire.
Well, he's made up for it, hasn't he, after that slow start to his career, has the shin boner of the century. Won't it be a celebration when he gets to 300 in a couple of weeks' time?
15-man press then by the Kangaroos. This is why St Kilda are finding it difficult to get out of here.
So Montagna to Hayes, and then Hayes' careful kick to ball. So ball at half-back, just chips towards Fiora, whose numbers have been down a little bit in the last couple of weeks. He was smart there. He knew that he had McIntosh on the run. That wasn't smart, though, and neither was the tackle.
Jesse, you grabbed him around the throat there. It's a high tackle all day, mate. Hold there.
See, they were lucky to get out of that because it was just the wrong play there by Fiora. When he broke from centre, his only thought should have been, where can I actually place this ball inside 50 to the benefit of one of my forwards? He didn't need to invent a handball there, and that was just sloppy by Smith.
Voss has had a difficult season. He was left out early, kicked 3 against Port in the rain, and now back in again today. So he just hasn't been able to establish himself under Ross Lyon after playing a couple of consecutive years of footy under Grant Thomas. And that's a wobbly kick that got pretty close in the end, and a behind. So the Saints, who have had real trouble scoring this season, they're just a goal in this opening 10. They've had a lot of 2-goal halves this year, the Saints.
Burrito, Sinclair's got it now. Started very well.
Just a 12-man zone by the Saints, so the Kangaroos are finding it easy to escape.
Smith under no duress at all, ambles away on the wing. Rawlings has got it. Harvey confronted, in trouble. Well done by Baker. Rawlings kept his head. Smith with evasion inside the forward 50. Gilbert should punch, tried to, not successful. Jones has taken the mark and will line up at his third.
Everyone underestimates this bloke in the air, don't they? He has just got an exceptional pair of hands and plays tall, got long arms. Wasn't a great kick by Smith, actually sat it on his head, but he just used his body well in the initial contact he made and just made enough distance and space between him and Gilbert to be able to get into the best position to mark it.
And Tim, you made a point a couple of weeks ago about the time that the Bombers put into this man. He's just hard to get the right guy on, isn't he? And he can kick it.
I was hoping we didn't have to back over that, Dennis. I thought we left it a couple of weeks ago.
Well, I tried to camouflage it as best I could.
No, he's a very good player, Corey Jones, and so too is this bloke with the ball in his hands, Jeff Smith. He didn't hit that ball exactly cleanly with his foot, but Jones did the rest of the work, and he's a forward that just needs special attention.
Well, he's been the star of the opening term. Down to you, Rick.
Yeah, you mentioned the impact that Jess Sinclair's made since he's come off the ground. He's actually playing across half-back, picking up St Kilda's half-forward. It has been Lenny Hayes who's been pushing right up the ground, leaving Jess free across half-back, and that's why he's getting that free possession.
So Jones with 3 first-quarter goals. Swallow out of the centre. He's gone.
Hayes has been terrific.
Is he coming back? I think the ball has to come back.
Had 6 touches, Lenny Hayes. This ball will go inside 50. This will be the 7th time this quarter he's actually taken ball inside their attacking 50. Good tackle.
So Hayes inside that centre square. It's against the Kangas last year that he did his knee and missed the rest of the season. Kicks wide to Revolt. Wasn't very direct.
Gee, he got some elevation then, didn't he, Nick Revolt?
He looked a good chance. So the Saints, who with Gehrig and Revolt and Kaczynski and Milne firing over the last few years, but this season they are really struggling to kick a score. Number 16 in attack. They've had the 4th lowest score, or rather the lowest score in 4 of the 10 weeks so far.
This is good though by St Kilda. They're fighting desperately to actually lock the ball inside their 50. Pratt against Milne. He's going to have his, sorry, that was Smith against Milne, but Pratt's picked Milne up today.
So Ricks tries to bang it away, and
It's going nowhere.
I think it's lower. It is.
Ricks is an undersized ruckman against Hamish McIntosh. Someone needs to come over the top to get a clean tap here.
Well, they lock up. Clark heard you. Knocked it down. Ball. Did he have the football? Sinclair again. Laid the hand pass cleverly. Now lower. Sinclair once more. Smith goes looking for Brown. Calls Swallow out. Takes it at left half back. And that formation on the forward line. There's some holding on there. Edwards prepared to come up to the wing so often, has got the football. Little chip towards the half forward line. Some holding on down there. No free kick for Hodgson. Simpson was taken high. Umpire Allen across, and Simpson will get the free. And Adam Simpson says Brett Allen's his favourite umpire, and there's a reason why. He's a left half forward. Just watching that forward line, though, moments ago when St Kilda were going forward, just three tools, Revolt, Gehrig and Kaczynski. At the present time, Revolt and Gehrig are down there. The kick inside the 50. Gilbert punches away. Oh, wonderful strength by both players. On a collision course there, Green. And I think at the base of that is Fisher.
Kangaroos players holding it in. Both of you two
fact, it's
holding it in.
Voss.
No, it's your free.
There we go.
Voss
Green,
free.
no chance of getting rid of that.
Apparently there was.
It was the second Kangaroo player that came over the top, I think the umpire is saying.
You're right. Do you want to hey? No, we'll wait. We'll wait. We'll wait. We're just going to...
And just at the moment,
Where were you? Right there on the side. Okay, yep, all right.
he's just being led away.
That's a cop.
He's
a
got
whack
some
in the head.
courage, hasn't he, Brett Voss? I mean, that was an explosive collision right there. So Voss is being run off the ground. You wonder about the wisdom of that. They've got another man ready to come as long as he comes off between the interchange markers. In fact, he's going to find the football, and he's not well. So right now he feels as though he's looking at a Monet. It's rather blurry as the ball goes out of bounds. Quarter time. 26 plays 9, and his teammates decided to give him a fitness test. Amazing stuff. Umpire Sully gets us underway in the second term. Kaczynski knocks it down. Simpson, the look away hand pass. Grant through midfield, loops it over the top. Bit of a fumble by McIntosh. Still he goes McIntosh, then lost it. Kaczynski, Montagna, Fisher, Gilbert. Oh, that's sloppy. Fisher can run onto it though. Down towards half forward. Hurried kick away. It bounces inside the forward 50. Burrito, too easy. Peels off. Archer hard against the boundary. Precise kick. Glenn Archer. Kangaroos in control at the moment. Burrito. And that was lax as well. Didn't guard the mark. Burrito played on. Punched away by Blake out of bounds.
Well, that's a change. Blake's now gone to Corey Jones.
It's a real dasher for Burrito, isn't he? He loves to get down the ground and attack, and he tried to set up there. McIntosh and Kaczynski. Sinclair held up.
So there's some hard nuts at this stop play. We've got Bull, Hayes, Harris, Rawlings, Simpson. It's going to be hard to win the ball at ground level.
What can Cozzy or McIntosh do to set it up? Well, Simpson's over the top, but conceded a bit of ground. Harvey just had to wait for the right bounce. He did pretty well. And then Harris and Hayes together. Hayes had him for a while, and then Simpson quickly onto the left, just banged it forward. Awkward bounce again. Graham and Green, and then Graham's handball to space. Grant onto it cleverly. It's a goal to Archer. Off there, Luke.
Well, was set up there by Grant, but just watch this again. Wilt actually took off believing that one of the Saints defenders was going to win this ball. Just watch this. He's gone already. He's headed off too far ahead of the ball. You actually have to stay with the ball sometimes. And then it was just a matter of getting the ball out to the right place. It did take a fickle bounce once it hit the ground. And that's where he's dangerous, this bloke. He gets a lot of the ball up the field, but the most dangerous possessions he gets are inside the attacking 50.
Well, he hadn't scored since round 2 last season. He's gone on a scoring spree this afternoon. 1-2 to Glenn Archer. Rucks go at it. McIntosh doing much as he likes in there. Directed it down, stolen by Del Santo. Got it out. Fisher. Ball has been quiet. Goes towards half forward. And Clark seems happy to have it out of bounds. There's Voss still cogitating. I think St Kilda need to toss this team around. Nothing happening at the moment. Maybe Revolt on the ball. Kaczynski to centre half forward. Liven things up a little. Del Santo gets a free kick. Interesting, talking about revolt, just 7 goals in 7 games against the Kangaroos. And as if on cue, he's got his chance to kick his first this afternoon. In fact, his second.
That's a beautifully weighted pass there by Nick Del Santo.
Yes, stay there, mate. Thank you. Thanks, Nick.
Just did do that well, just the way he kept that ball and in his path.
Short one to Hayes. Meantime, there's the mark that led to the short pass that led to Hayes having the ball.
Well, Rewalt was going to take a very low percentage shot from goal, or for goal, from a wide angle. This has opened up the goal face for Lenny Hayes.
Made his debut against the Kangaroos at the SCG round 599. Remembers nothing about that game except a very heavy collision with Glenn Archer. Misses to the right behind. You would remember that.
I remember that well. Right on the boundary line it was too, and he got up to the kid. He's looking a little bit perplexed in the box there, Ross Lyon.
Still without a goal this season, Hayes. And Ferrito with that dash that we've talked about. Jones the target. Gives a good kick. And Jones was clever there. He hung back, and then launched himself towards the ball. And now he launches the ball to fall forward. Hudson at the back. Brilliantly done by Rawlings. Archer. Well, he just put too much on it, Arch. He's getting excited, I think.
I think he is.
He's had 4 shots for goal today. And I doubt whether he'd had 4 shots this season going into this match. He kicked 1, 2, and he's missed the lot.
Gee, they look dangerous when they go forward, the Kangaroos.
So Hayes out wide to Kosicki. To Revolt, who's having to work up the ground.
Blake's running hard into the forward line. He's got a massive engine. He's running off Corey Jones here.
So the kick to Blake. Petrie was able to get to the back. Milne under the pump. Baker over the top. Pratt. No one really put their hands on him, so he's okay. Sinclair, some clever play by Grant. And then Blake was courageous there. Lower. Montagna. Lower got it out. Blake over the top. Clark. Clever. Well done, Del Santo. Left foot. Real chance now. A squeezy kick. Fraser Gehrig's got it. Well, they were good in close there, weren't they, the Saints?
They worked it hard. They worked it extremely hard at ground level just to lock the ball in and then try and create a scoring opportunity. I would have loved to have seen Del Santo have a crack at the goals when he got the ball out here. That's one area of his game that he has to improve. When you're there, kick him.
And Gehrig gets his first for the day.
He set the goal up, Nick Del Santo, and it was a smart kick to Fraser Gehrig, but every time you invent another possession inside, you're attacking 50, there's a chance you're going to lose the ball. I think a player like Nick Del Santo, when he gets into this position here, and he's clear, he's got plenty of time just to steady himself. He's got a lovely left foot kick. That's when he's just got to go for the goals. And really hurt Rawlings too, who's tagging him.
Ross Lyon on the phone. Something to be happy about. Fraser Gehrig getting a goal. He was the Rising Star nominee against the Kangaroos. Round 18 of 1995. Kicked 2 goals for the West Coast Eagles. Kosicki slips it away. A lot of games and a lot of kilos ago. There goes the kick from Fisher. I bring them into the play. Here's Fraser right on the 50. Tugs it back. Revolt a chance. Won't get to him. Lower did well. Sandwich got the hand pass away. Pratt out of defence. McIntosh. He's an emerging star, this young man. He's going to be very good.
Let's go, Hamish. Play on.
Little chip towards the wing. Simpson drifting away from Fisher. Kept going right on the line. Don't know why he kept going. Out of bounds on the full.
He made the wrong choice then.
Yeah, once he did, he was corralled, wasn't he?
That's right. He was committed. He had to keep going.
McIntosh had a great duel, I thought, with Cox last week in Perth. And he's having just a terrific year. Here's Ball, who gets inside centre wing and now inside the 50. Oh, good mark, Petrie. It wasn't a great kick for Revolt.
I didn't call it.
Stevie was tracking him like a telephonist. He wasn't making a sound there, or a librarian maybe.
And a couple of bumps and thumps on the way to the 50.
That's right. He did move off his line, but you can't tackle anyone until the umpire actually signals it.
So Petrie the beneficiary, out wide to Pratt. So Pratt centre wing, turns Revolt inside out and then goes long to full forward. Edwards was the target. Gwilt did pretty well. Edwards' recovery was okay. Ball with him.
No chance. Held in. Well done.
It's a nice move, Edwards, isn't he? He actually gets to the ball in good shape and showed a bit of pace then too when the ball was knocked away from him.
Kozeski this time wins it down. Lower, falling to the ground, kicked it forward. Del Santo had it, lost it, found it again. Oh, down goes Blake. Rawlings, a wonderful tackle. Upended a much bigger man.
It's all right.
Dennis Lower's making a statement here this afternoon, isn't he?
He is. He's been very good.
Off the footy. Sam, look up.
Came in midway through last season. I think I saw his first game in Canberra. McIntosh missed it. Fisher running out of space is Milne. That came off his boot. Umpire Sully thought it did. He was right on the scene. The boundary umpire picked it up as well.
Brent, that's the mark.
So Harvey. What a player he's been. On the boundary. Little skip. Kicks from right on the white line. Whew. Touched across.
Didn't miss by a lot. Kicked 13 goals in the first 5 weeks, says Rod Butters, the president of the St Kilda Footy Club. Andrew Plimpton was next to him earlier on, the past president.
He's chairman of a business that Rod owns at the moment.
Ah, there's Andrew.
There's Andrew Plimpton, so...
I knew it wasn't Andrew the other side.
Don't have the name. Del Santo, wide. Fisher a target, and Gilbert. Well done, though, by Archer in the centre. McIntosh couldn't quite get a handle on it, and Ball was able to put some pressure on.
Once again, it was the press then of the Kangaroos. They've gone with a 15-man zone, and the Saints are really finding it difficult to break it down and penetrate it.
Ricky?
Most obvious thing down here at Ground Level is how quickly the Kangaroos move the ball through their midfield. They're the #1 long kicking team in the AFL. They just use that to advantage. Makes their forwards look so dangerous. They move the ball so quickly.
Del Santo to Fisher, to Ball, to Baker. So here's a promising build-up.
Baker miscues with a kick. Down towards the attacking 50, favoured by the bounce. Pratt comes away with plenty of support. Runners alongside Petrie. Now Harvey, a little chip to half forward, and Jones. Graham needs to be careful. Jones wheels around. Edwards wanting it long. Well, he defies them, goes short, and Sinclair takes the mark about 40 metres out on a very slight angle.
That might have just travelled 15 metres, but it was such a clever kick here by Jones. Had a good look at what he faced downfield, didn't like any of it, and then just decided to kick it over the top to the space. And there was never any danger there for Sinclair going back with that ball.
Exactly what Ricky was talking about moments ago. Quick movement through midfield. 1-4 from set shots this year. Having a good game this afternoon. Jess Sinclair steers it, and steers it well. Chance of a rout.
I just like the shape of their forward line a lot more than the St Kilda forward line. And the St Kilda forward lines are still pushing too far up the ground when the ball moves. Therefore, when they do gain possession of the ball, they've got nothing to find when they go back forward. They're Pratt, they're just covering Milne. And here's where they're dangerous, the Kangaroos. There's Petrie, he's Gehrig's man running off. There's Harvey getting hold of the ball. He's the one they want the ball in the hands of going forward. And this is just a smart kick.
Sinclair off interchange at the start of the match again today and having a real impact. Just a poor kick by the Saints going forward, though, wasn't it? They really had an opportunity, the build-up. So Thompson back to Del Santo, who's starting to get busy. Del Santo, high ball, Revolt, third in line, not quite. Clark, well done, Thompson, to try and crash through, but the Kangas are onto him in force and numbers.
That's all right. Get up now. Both.
Clark groggy, very groggy.
Thank you.
Clash of heads.
Bang, head
Lower
into the shoulder.
So Lower doing all sorts of good things for the Kangaroos, whether he means it or not. Fisher's handball over the top. Milne, umpire might have gotten his road. He'll get a free kick.
High. Collected him high, Adam. No. Hey. Reversal against you, Stephen.
Oh, no, please.
You had the free. That's it.
Please.
Well, It's enough to make you cry, isn't it?
It's probably enough to find yourself on the bench too.
Swallow at half-back gets it.
That's a real anomaly with the game, because before they bounce it in any game, that is just accepted behaviour, isn't it?
There's about 50 of those take place all over the ground.
That's right, before they bounce the ball, so it's actually out of play before they even start. Yet in the game, on certain occasions, you can't do it. They've made a rod for their own back. There's Thompson taken down strongly. We'll have another ball up, and I think he's coming off the ground.
Look, there's not much in it. It's unnecessary, but that's happening 14 times here as the umpire comes in to bounce the ball.
Gilbert did well, slips it away for Fiora. Now, never seen that before. Halfway down, changed his mind. He was going left, then went right.
Bad driver, Dennis.
Yes, Pratt's got it. Only Tiger Woods can stop on the way down. There's the hand pass from Sinclair to Harris inside the forward 50. Jones hasn't got the ball. They've got Jones, comes out to Grant. Hale missed it. Oh, wonderful Baker. Went in, did something about it. Del Santo kicks it beyond the wing. Plenty of Kangaroos back. Good shepherd from lower. Bought some time for Smith. Smith comes away. Goes back to half forward. Fisher, two-handed fist away. Del Santo to Crum inside the defensive 50, falling to the ground. Gave it to Gwilt.
Now, Gwilt's got Gehrig very wide, and he's been able to get close to him. Difficult ball, but he's okay. So Gehrig in the defensive half to Graham in the centre. Now, here's a real chance for the Saints with some leg speed. Blake through the centre. This is the kick that might count. Clark, very slow. Still think he's groggy from that bump a moment ago. Kazitsky goes to ground. Smith, Clark all over him. Free kicks to Smith. Ricky, what about Stevie Milne?
Yeah, Stevie Milne got the message, and the runner comes straight off the ground after that indiscretion. Went to the phone and copped a fairly long spray from Ross Lyon. Obviously not happy.
Down goes Watt away from the ball.
You mentioned leg speed a moment ago, Bruce, and that's a real problem in their forward line because none of their forwards at the moment can actually break away from their direct opponent.
Yes, Swallow got it from Rawlings. So Ross Lyon looking rather wistful there on the phone. Coming through as Thomas. Ran into a dead end. Thomas has been very quiet. Not sure he's had a possession so far, has he? One kick.
We've got Hayes and Ball both on the bench at the moment.
Bounce just outside the attacking 50. Hale and Ricks ran into each other. Taken by Thomas, slips it away. Sinclair to Grant to Space, and Thomas will have fired him up too. 55 metres out, right on the boundary. I'm suggesting he might even kick this. No, across the face, big pack. Gilbert with courage dived after the football. He did pull it in.
No, he didn't dive on it.
He didn't dive on it. That's a distinction and a fair enough one.
It's a dangerous practice, isn't it, in modern day football, to dive in on the ball, even though he's actually attempting to win the ball.
So maybe a let off for the Saints. Ball snap from lower, and it's a behind. Doing well lower, and so is his team right now. 6 in a row, went to Western Australia. Got hammered only in the last term, but they got hammered big time in that last quarter by West Coast. But coming back today, start underdog against a team that's facing a 4th consecutive defeat, and right on top in the first half.
Here they go again, pressing hard.
And that sort of sums up the Saints a bit at the moment. That indecision from Del Santo, just not confident to go. So Hudgton with another careful kick to Gwilt. He's putting together some matches, Gwilt. He only played 3 in 2005 and a couple last year, but he's getting some footy in him this year.
And the Kangaroos are forcing them to hit targets, and I just don't think they're skillful or confident enough at the moment St Kilda to hit them. Here we go, long to tall again.
And Lee Brown, maybe a punch at the back would have been the go there. Brown, he's had a fairly quiet day. Archer's been good. He's had a lot of the ball. He's been a busy player.
Just inside the 50. Well-weighted kick, and Hale's got the ball.
They're just not working hard enough at the moment, the Saints. The Kangaroos are finding it really easy to get off their direct opponent, whereas the Saints can't get off their direct opponent because the Kangaroos are working that much harder.
And this guy's the sort of player that a team like St Kilda would have their eye on. There's a couple of backup ruckmen, and he's become that behind McIntosh. Seaby's another one around the league that St Kilda really do have to look at. Here's Hale. Of course, getting them's another thing. Hale inside the 50, and he tugs it left. He's gone down the hit parade. He was #1 with a bullet a couple of years back, but now McIntosh is all the rage. 2 goals approaching half-time for the Saints as Hayes comes away. Revolt gets a free kick. Well, he needed to get a free kick or mark it because on the ground there were 4. Count them, 4 Kangaroos all around him.
Just untidy again, Frito, but geez, got good closing speed. Revolt had a 5-metre break on him then.
Just watching his body language a few moments ago after a contest. Not what you normally see from Nick Revolt. He's getting a little frustrated and really shows his emotions.
Run, Max, run at him.
There's Max Hudson around the outer side. Hugs the boundary with the kick. Revolt asked to work again, and it spills out of bounds. Now, I've got to tell you, there's Revolt, but Maxie Hudson getting urged on by Tim Watson. He would like that because he grew up barracking for the Bombers, and his footy heroes, Tim Watson and Gerard Healy, which is interesting. More understandable, that combination, if you grew up barracking for television. There's Baker, gets a hand pass away, dragged to the ground. The kick from Montagna is offline, off hands, and a behind.
Everything's hard work, isn't it? Every time St Kilda go forward, it's just hard work. Oh.
Speaking of hard work, Tim, now okay, so Smith on the end of it.
Look how much easier it is, though, Bruce, for them to actually break from their defensive 50.
So Milne, the recipient.
I counted 15 steps. Counted 15 steps.
Well, he can count. The umpire counted 15.
I didn't know they actually counted it.
Milne into the pocket. Fraser Gehrig. He spent a lot of time near the boundary line today. Now stops. He's going to go back to Milne. Now, does he take off? He does. Is he within range? No. Decides to centre the ball towards Kosicki, who's outnumbered. And Thomas away to Rawlings. They are untidy, the Saints, at the moment. But Kangas are a bit the same. And Fiora just put the footy down there. And it'll be a ball up.
It's held in. Tackled straight away.
Hasn't been a great game, to be truthful.
They're ferocious, aren't they?
Yeah, mate.
Just not a good option from Milne. So centre wing, Saints desperate for a goal or 2 before half-time. Swallow, still Swallow, ball rode him in. Montagna's handball okay. Hayes did very well. And now Dal Santos, some key playmakers getting hold of it here.
Montagna, normally a reliable kick, looks across the ground into the path of Kosicki.
Look at Archer taking off there to pick up Milne. That's just fantastic running on his behalf.
Closed him down, but Gilbert came from behind the line. That's a good-looking kick, Gilbert. Eventually.
Well, they can't get forward to kick a goal, so it had to be a defender running off half-back that had to get forward to kick the goal. But just wonderful play here by Archer initially. That was Pratt that took the ball. His man, Milne, has pushed into the 50, and then it was Gilbert who hard running from him from deep in defence, and with all their forwards locked down, that was the only way they were going to score, the Saints.
Kicked a couple against Carlton, Gilbert. Clark on the bench, Ricky.
Bruce, you mentioned he wasn't quite right. He has that come off the ground with playing a blur vision. He had a nick under the right eye, which I had to clean up. But good news is Brett Voss is back on the ground.
And the Saints within 3 goals, and the chance, ball's handball, terrific to Dal Santo. Back he goes to Attard. Attard for goal. It's there. Well, Tim, we've got the spark, and you summed it up perfectly. If it can't be a forward, why not a defender? Gilbert and Attard.
Well, it has to be someone from the midfield or one of the defenders. I looked up at that bounce, and there were 8 Kangaroo players inside their attacking 50, so they had plenty of room to operate in at the other end of the ground, which is why Attard was actually able to run so freely into their forward line. There was only 4 of them at the centre bounce. That's why these bounces are so critical to win.
Doesn't it make a big difference if you win inside the centre square and take some of the shackles off the players, let them run? So Don't worry too much about who they're marking. Hayes, Rawlings, well done. Smith, inside the centre square, perfection. This is Thomas.
There it is. Keep coming. Thanks, mate. Yes.
5 metres out, mate.
Coming into the game, I thought this was going to be one of their real concerns. If they put the two little fellows on the ground at the same time, it was going to be St Kilda's ability to be able to lock down on them. Just got a poke in the eye, Stevie Baker.
Thomas comes in and hangs it out to the left.
He's sprayed them all year. He's kicked 7-14 coming into this game, Dennis.
We don't know who got Steve Baker, but there would be an awful lot of suspects.
Perhaps quite a few putting their hand up and say it was me, it was me.
That's right.
Blake through the centre, Fiora. They're closing a bit here, the Saints. That's a good kick, Thompson. Still with a chance, though. He's got Milne out wide, Thompson. Not sure if Stevie can make it. Lays it down. Opportunity for Howard, who's come onto the ground. First time I've seen him today. Still with Howard. Ball to be won. Campbell, well done. Really well done to Jones, who was the star of the opening term. And then Jones to full forward. Was there some holding there? Goal. Big fella. Hale.
They were in some real trouble as soon as that ball broke. Here's Howard, just took his eye off the ball initially, wasn't able to gather it in. He's just a kid playing in his first season of AFL football from Queensland, wasn't able to gather in. As soon as they lost possession of that ball, the Kangaroos then had the numbers, and I thought that was a free kick against Gwilt there to Green, and Hale just following up. And that's one against the flow too for the Roos.
Things really perking up for the Saints there.
In the centre, that's where it's perking up to. 5-1 the clearances for the Saints this quarter.
McIntosh and Kosecki find a draw that time. Emerging with it, Harris simply wanted it most. Hand passes into the path of Lower. Montagna gets in front of him. Went to ground though. Edwards has it. It's a lot of his possessions a long way up the ground. Sets it high. In from the side, Blake completely misjudged it. Thomas dragged down. Wonderful tackle. Gwilt hit the post. Had it not been for Gwilt, that was a certain goal.
That's a great tackle, but aren't they dangerous, the pair of them, Thomas and Campbell?
Geez, some courage there as well, and Jones was able to fist it away. Thomas again getting busy, wanted Harvey, it ricocheted away. It was just a great effort by Gwilt. It's spot on. Who have you gone for in your top four, Tim, in the opening half?
Well, that man there on screen's been very good in the first half. Baker started on him, as we see Fisher there at the stop play. Del Santo's fought his way back into this game. Montagna's had plenty of the ball, and Archer, just with his work both forward and defensively, he's been excellent.
So free kick to ball. So the Saints within 3 goals, 3 and a bit. They kicked 2 in about 2 minutes in this quarter, but other than that, it's been slow motion and pedestrian. So ball wanting a mark. Voss back on the ground, and Watt just belts it out.
Long down the line is the last option you have in modern day football, so that just gives you an indication of how well the Kangaroos are locking down on them this afternoon.
Kosecki at the back of McIntosh. Harris just caught up. Lower doing very well. Smith's a promising player, isn't he? To Simpson, good kick. Here's a chance. They're on the burst now.
Brown, wonderfully spotted there by Simpson. Running hard is Campbell. Gets inside the 50, lines up, pulls it back. Edwards. Talking about how far up he goes. That one a metre out. Comes back to Grant.
The ball was one at half back at the stop play for the Kangaroos. They worked it out well. It was congested. They freed themselves up, and really good running there by Brown just to provide the option off half back. He took off, and then again one of the little fellows, Campbell, just a smart player. Grant 5 touches this quarter. These are the ones that hurt you most though.
Shannon Grant, 24 goals on the season. Wow. Tried to drive it through. keep it low, and he's barely scored a behind.
Not the first time he's missed from close in this year, is it? In the opening game against Collingwood, but what a season he's turned out to have. But
that's a big miss too. Right on half-time.
It was going to put them a long way up. Perhaps they'll get an opportunity again, but the Saints, a rebound goal here would be handy. Fisher got it from Baker. Inboard. And now Blake. He's having a good season, Blake. He sort of must think now every Thursday he's in the team, which he hasn't for a lot of his career, has he?
He's a bit of a Mr. Fix-It man. He can play forward, he can play back, he can go into the ruck, he can run with players.
Wilk got it from Montagna and then just dished it up. That's just so disappointing. Sort of slipped as he got the ball, but it was an awful kick to Petrie. And so now the Kangaroos in the last minute have got control of the footy. It's theirs to either do something with or to give up. So the Saints hoping just to hold it up now. Tread out wide.
And Bruce Campbell now has been picked up by Graham. Now Graham is generally one of their best running players off half back. He looks around, he sees that little fella and he thinks, hang on a minute, I'm under pressure every time I get the ball.
There's Harris. We're down to 20 seconds now, close to the boundary. Off hands, Hayes goes back. Cramped, gets a kick away. Montagna, eyes only for the football. Hard running, aggressive running. Took the mark. There is still time, 8 seconds. Not if he comes here, though. Kazitsky's got it. We're down to 2. It needs a mark off the kick. Well, he's not going to have time to kick it. That wouldn't count in any case. And as you can see, Petrie didn't even flirt with the idea of doing a spider and punching it across the line. It's half-time. St Kilda again finding goals hard to come by. It's the Kangaroos 7-8-50. St Kilda 4-5-29. Third term at the Dome. Sunday football. McIntosh knocked it down. In hard is Baker. Tackled by Swallow.
Kazitsky's gone to full forward. He's been picked up by Shannon Watt. So Revolt's going to play ahead of him. So too Fraser Gehrig, who's gone to the pocket.
McIntosh didn't get there. Simpson did. Knocked it about 25 metres. Held when not in possession. Hayes. Surely Attard tried to go through. Hayes in the air. Rex. Baker his second time. Got it out that time. Fisher, who spent time on the bench in that second quarter. Revolt, that's a wonderful mark.
It is, because that was a poor kick then too. Just sat in the air too long for him. He had a break on Frito.
I bet you the delivery is wonderful at training. They need to work on the bad kicks in. There's Fisher. Hangs it out to the right and misses. If they practice those poor kicks to Revolt, he may be better armed at the weekend.
Well, because he's going to sit in the goal square, they've actually got to kick the ball long to him. So that would signal that at half-time, Ross Lyon talked about moving the ball much quicker into their forward line. They're shading the Kangaroos at this stage inside 50, 27 to 23. So they're getting the ball down there often enough.
Pratt's decided to go down the line. That's a terrific mark taken by Swallow.
Good hands.
So much to like about Swallow. He's got the temperament, hasn't he? He's going to have a long career, you would think. Rawlings just fumbled one you wouldn't expect. Harvey back to Rawlings. Some best and fairest between those two. To Smith. Talk about promising players. He chances his arm. Then an up and under kick, and then Edwards was pushed out. And Blake near the line, and Ricks and Del Santo carried over. He was good, Del Santo, in the second quarter.
Kazitsky's now gone right up the ground, so they're playing one short in their forward line again.
At the moment, Gehrig, the only player inside the 50. Montagna's kick was clever, actually, on the side of the boot. Revolt to Voss, and now we have this one-on-one. Can he take advantage of it? He does. This is what the Saints needed. Cheekily, Gehrig strolls in and goes.
Get out of it! Get out of it! Stephen, don't walk away, okay? Go.
Well, he's a genius, Ross Lyon, isn't he? Pushing Kazitsky right up the ground. He actually helped get that ball, that stop play at half-back. And then it was just Revolt just competing in the air, which meant the ball came to ground and Gehrig found himself one out. And it was just a battle of strength there, and he won against Petrie.
Almost spilling over into the stands there. There's Fraser Gehrig. He's kicked 10 goals against the Kangaroos, round 20 2004, and 9 round 16 2003. I'd love him to reproduce this afternoon. Have a match-winning spell. Simpson has other ideas, dives after this football with desperation, and the umpire will do it again.
Sam Fisher's back to centre-half back. See David Dench, former great full-back for the Kangaroos, in the crowd. And Adhard has now gone to Shannon Grant.
David Dench, what a dasher. Just a love a run. Going to be well suited today. Rick's got it down. Rawlings got it from Sinclair. Goes towards half forward. Fisher comes across and takes an easy mark. Hayes is on for the short one. He's got it now. Can't play on. He's held up midway between the lines. Half back and centre. Told to play on. Goes for distance. Revolt once more. Surrounded by opponents. Didn't get to the contest. It fell instead to Del Santo. Del Santo from left half forward. Sends it long. Kazitsky in from the side. Pratt punched it high in the air. 3 Kangaroos competed against each other. Spiked out of there by Archer. Taken. Trying to go through his ball. Didn't succeed. Wow. Harvey was taken high twice. And he'll get the free kick.
Thank you. Yep.
That was well played there, wasn't it, by Harvey? First actually get the ball off ball and got some treatment there, but he's a tough little nut.
Sort of knew it was coming to him, didn't he? But he stood his ground. He's normally a good user of the footy. Swallow works hard for him there.
Milne just went too high with the tackle. You've got to lower your body when you're tackling a short player like Harvey.
So Swallow to Edwards. You talked about the fact that Edwards gets a lot of the ball up the ground. He works hard. He fits in pretty well with the team. He's not, or hasn't been a big goal scorer so far for the Kangas in this season, but he's worked hard. This bloke does kick a lot of goals. Jones, he got 3 in the opening quarter. This has been a clever build-up. Ferrito working hard, and then the kick inside to Rawlings. Just missed the target, and the Saints with Gehrig down very late and getting into trouble, and Rawlings trying to go through. Couldn't quite. Hudson just got a fingertip to it. Attard ridden into the ground. Ball to come out. Brown gets hold of it. And a ball up.
Gee, they're lucky there with Rawlings because Del Santo stayed in the forward line. There was a switch on, but nobody picked Rawlings up when he went forward. The first kick inside 50 missed him, and then he almost had the opportunity to kick a goal himself.
Almost like a scrum feed there. 25 metres out, McIntosh and Ricks. McIntosh won it. Stolen by Ball. The hand pass not good. Jones, who's kicked 3, taken down. And I don't think that ball will be coming out.
Nearly all the St Kilda players in the defensive 50. Kazitsky stayed at home. Revolt's there. Ferrito's minding him. Gehrig's way up the ground as well.
Just get the feeling St Kilda have got to hold here as the runner is sent running. Blake over the top. They successfully ground McIntosh at some of these bounces. Simpson will be aware of that. And maybe St Kilda should think about blocking Simpson, because I reckon he's coming right here.
I think you're right too. And McIntosh so much bigger than Ricks at this stop play.
Boundary throw in. Well, Brown came across trying to do it. Fell in front. Out of bounds. It'll be done again.
They've just got to try and open this up a little bit, the Kangaroos, if they can. Just hit the ball back out to some space.
Important facet of the game, you sense. McIntosh and Ricks. Backhanded down by McIntosh towards the boundary yet again. Hayes has tried very hard. Del Santo concedes.
That's the best result.
We can set something up again, perhaps. Graham was wanting to get away quickly, and then probably not his preferred option in the end. He had to go so short to Fisher.
Sides are happy to give that kick, Bruce, because it means they can lock down again. They'll concede that one.
And so much pressure now on the Fisher kick, isn't there? And it's an up and under, and just gets outside the 50. Gilbert and Ricks, a couple of the flyers. Pratt against them. Grant has had a quiet one. Swallow from 50. That wobbly old kick to the goals. It's through. He's done that before, hasn't he?
Well, he did that 2 weeks ago to sink Melbourne's chances at the MCG very late in the game. This mark should have been taken. Ricks did the right idea. He actually tried to protect Gilbert, who came back with the flight of the ball. When it spilled to the ground, the Kangaroos just had too many players at ground level. And that's a very important goal for the Kangaroos. Maxie Hudson just couldn't get enough leverage then.
They took about a dying duck. That was a dying kick from Swallow, just fluttering across the line, but it did enough. Wasn't the sweetest contact. Dean Laidley, very composed, looking on. Veteran now, 3 figures, 100 games. That's Lenny Hayes.
Up easy. Get up now. Thanks, guys.
Well, you look to your best players in a situation like this. Rob Harvey, we spoke to him at half-time. He said how important the second half of football is for the Saints. Nick Del Santo, he's just one of those players that you look to now to be able to grab hold of the ball and just do something.
Now, Rob said the most important half of the season. That's a heavy trip. Puts a lot of pressure on the coach if, in fact, they lose.
They start to lose pace with the top 8, don't they, if they lose today?
And that's the trouble now for a lot of these St Kilda players. What they say and what they do can be interpreted in so many ways. It's almost aligning them to a faction. Here's Montagna. Comes away, goes down towards the forward pocket. Gehrig works in front. Revolt left it behind. Gehrig and Archer, main event in most stadiums. Archer goes again. And we'll have a whistle. And Gehrig comes back.
Well, you've got the belt. You can give it to one of them, the WWE.
I will not part with that, Bruce. Don't worry about that.
We've already spoken about his trousers falling down.
McIntosh. Milne in the pocket. Left foot coming across the face and too far for everybody. And Stevie Milne so far today, I say so far because he can turn it on, is having just one of those days.
Nick Revolt's having one of those days too. I mean, his numbers are way down on what they normally would be. Ferrito's done a terrific job.
Through no fault of his own, Tim, I think he's just been in the wrong place so often today, hasn't he? And part of that has been the delivery going forward. That was a good mark by ball, going back. So Ferrito, who missed the Rawlings target about 5 minutes ago, then kicks to ball at centre wing.
And Swallow, who's one hard nut, comes off the ground, and Harris, another hard nut, comes on. They play about 68% of the time, the pair of them.
Still the Saints struggle to score goals, and that's been the pattern for much of the year. Fiora, now that's just an awful kick, but Revolt's got it. He was quick off the mark.
You know what that was? That was an awfully good kick in the end. It floated through the air, which actually fooled Ferrito.
Set play, Tim.
No, it wasn't a set play, but it worked beautifully.
Dennis talked about them practicing it.
I reckon it is, yes. The way they kick it, that is their variation of a set play.
Well, speaking of kicks, this is an important one in the context of today's match, and it's not a good one. So Milne, a moment ago, missed the lot. Sure, it was tough. Revolt there, you'd expect him to kick that 6 out of 10, and he does not score.
You'd expect him to at least get a point, wouldn't you?
Yep.
To miss everything, that is a really disappointing result.
And right now, I reckon the Kangaroos, this stalemate suits the Kangaroos. They're sitting on a handy lead.
Ferrito's got the ball in the pocket then. Hugs the boundary, demanding that Archer come to him. He obliges. Just get the feeling that his confidence is very low, Nick Revolt. He started well enough, got the opening goal for the Saints. Short one, again, 15 metres, barely. Pratt's got it.
Ox put him under too much pressure before the game, I think.
Now Pratt. Oh, well taken by Harvey. But it's a difficult situation in a team that's not playing all that well, playing centre half forward, because a draw is a win for your opponent. Just punch it away, and there comes a time, I reckon, when you get very blunted by all of that. He needs just a lease of life. Get him back into the game, get him some kicks.
But send him up to the wing.
Do something. There goes the kick towards the 50. Off hands taken by Jones, who scrambles it close to the line. It stayed in. Now a chance for the Saints. They gamble as Graham comes across the ground. Clark, a little unconvincing. Did okay as it turned out to Blake to Montagna. Now Gilbert stops. That's a very ambitious kick. Tried to thread the needle. Archer's got it. They'll catch them on the rebound, I fancy. Oh, well done by Fisher. Gilbert, that's better. Play the percentages, although Fisher out of bounds on the full.
Arch let him off the hook a bit there. And they had players everywhere, the Kangaroos.
Graham took the game on. I mean, that was a dangerous kick, but that's what they need to do off half back. We haven't seen much of him today either, running and bouncing the ball. That's when he does his best work.
So Pratt having to concede and play on. Bottom line, Tim, if you keep kicking 6 or 7 goals in a match, and that's what the Saints are doing at the moment, you don't win.
No.
That's where they're at the moment. It's been Brisbane's problem for the last few weeks as well.
And I think both sides have got a similar problem, and that is that they lose structure during the game.
Lowest kick. Did that go far enough?
3 metres.
So Pratt.
Legs raised up. Yeah.
Just frustrated, the Saints, aren't they? They're good players who have tasted success, not the ultimate, admittedly, are frustrated right now.
Harris got free after ball. Interchanged himself for Thompson.
Kick out in front of Harvey. Now, this is an important ball. Harvey outnumbered.
Well
Gilbert
done.
did pretty well there, but Harvey was up for it.
Gee, that was a smart play there.
Wasn't it?
He's a terrier, and he's a smart terrier at that. I reckon he'd take you for a walk, Dennis.
Well, I think he had GPS there. He knew where the bloke was going, Kazetsky, before Kazetsky knew.
You were holding it into him. He couldn't get it out.
I'm sure Cozzy was trying to hit the ball there.
I'm just eyeing for a tree here. Now, Campbell
Rixie, your
takes off
kick.
with the football,
Got him
but is
high in
coming
the
back
net.
to Ricks.
Play him.
He plays on to Montagna.
Here's the runner, but where's he going to go?
Graham, I fancy. Now,
the other
Graham
one.
can take it and go. He's got Brown. He should know that. He should be too nimble. He is. Well, gee, he thought he was very nimble. He goes to Blake, who feeds it back. And for the moment, they've lost it. Hudson. Now Montagna can't get through. Oh, well done, Harris. And he carried the ball magnificently. That old radioactive Panini down towards the 50. Edwards deep in the pocket being pursued by Blake. Edwards looked to the middle. There was no one there. Well, there was only Fisher. Coming now to assist is Sinclair, taken down. Well, 2 men have applied a lot of pressure down there, but eventually Del Santo comes away.
Gee, he was good, Del Santo, wasn't he? Outstanding. He thought, I'm going to do something here, and he did.
He took it on, didn't he?
He sure did. Kazitsky at centre wing. A booming kick to Fraser Gehrig. Not quite. And then Ferrito. Just searching for a spark. Harvey. The chase from Rafa Clark. Archer to Harvey. A couple of famous Kangaroos together. Harvey runs too far. The umpire couldn't have been counting. I counted 17 there. Long kick inside. At the back, Hudson. Gee, Campbell was just waiting for it. Montagna's pace has been good all day. End-to-end stuff for a minute. Thompson and Sinclair. Sinclair paddling and working for Harris. And then Harris back to Sinclair.
Sinclair did well to lower. Now Simpson on the wing towards half forward. Jones in front takes the mark. There's wonderful work around the outer side by you, Bruce. The short one comes to Hale. I wondered what the fingers were flicking out for, and you were counting and describing at the same time. Here's Hale, 55 metres out. Long ball down towards full forward. Brown hands to it. Didn't hang on. Baker scrambles it outside the 50. Coming up to mid at Kazetsky. Going back is Rawlings. Kazetsky's got it now in the grasp. Del Santo took a while. Good pressure by Harvey, taken by Watt. Charged down by Del Santo.
The
Well
challenge is
done
on.
by the Saints.
The challenge is on. In this
Yep.
last couple of minutes, St Kilda, as we see Fraser Gehrig just getting a little bit frustrated, St Kilda have lifted their work rate. The Kangaroos matching it.
Well, it's coming unglued for the Saints, according to that vision.
No chance. That's mine.
Wouldn't mind having another look at that, actually.
Straight up.
Both or just one?
Well, both of them would be nice. Yeah.
So Ross Lyon in his 11th game as coach, and Dean Lady in his 100th today. Montagna is a good thump there by the Saints. Montagna's been good all day. Kicks towards Clark and Archer. Archer worked Clark underneath it. Revolt to pursue. She's having a good season, Archer, isn't he? Petrie away. Through the corridor at centre half back. Milne still chasing. Petrie to Campbell. Campbell back to Rawlings. To Sinclair, released onto his left foot. And it's a probing kick to Edwards. Out wide, Blake and Edwards. Blake got a good bounce. Fisher's been busy in this quarter. Not a score, not even a point in the last 10 minutes of this game. Clark on the end now. Revolt one out. Doesn't go there in a hurry. Holds it up.
No, he made the right choice.
Now Revolt short, but it's a poor kick. It's a terrible kick.
Well, Kazitsky had to engage his direct opponent to try and take him out of that space, and he wasn't able to do it. Pratt just read the ball beautifully. They're coming now, the Cats. Sorry, the Cats, the Saints. Not sure about the Cats.
Archer goes short, finds Petrie.
Don't you say anything, Bruce.
Petrie across half back. Goes for distance. That's a good kick. But led Hale to the ball. Revolt must be salivating watching that kick at the other end. Jones. Oh, strong hands. He's a clever player.
They're vice-like, aren't they?
Yeah, like him a lot.
Montagne's getting a bit of the ball this quarter. Graham, they need to get him into the play, and Del Santo, who's just their ace in the pack.
21 points the margin, but the downside for the Saints, they've kicked just 5 goals. Jones. Back to Smith. Bit early for that. Smith runs down towards half forward. Some indecision. Just about all the Saints are back. Everybody bar Gehrig inside the defensive 50 now. Offhand, socket across the goal front by Del Santo. Concedes another behind.
It's getting a couple of behinds for the Kangas, but he's been under enormous pressure.
There's the first one from Fraser, and there's Ferrudo.
And now back with Fraser again, and I reckon Petrie would have enjoyed that because it was a big fist away and it fell in the arms of Archer, who got it to swallow. Oh, scoring is hard to find. The Saints on 5 goals, 6 here. Hale front spot, Kazitsky at the back. Graham, gee, awkward there for Kazitsky, and Thomas has pickpocketed him and then goes and misses. Now, you've been keeping score on Thomas. 3 points today. How many for the season? He's about 7-15 or something, isn't he?
That's right, 7-16 for the season. So he is inaccurate. There's a little bit of a leg there from Fraser Gehrig, not too much in that. Harvey and Grant are both off the ground at the moment, so it's really time for the Saints. If they're going to make a charge, they need to make it now.
Luke Ball found Ricks. 13 possessions for Ball. He's on for the short one. Comes back to him now then. The defensive side of the wing. Kazitsky seems spent on the outer side. Half-hearted lead. Ball wanted him. Kazitsky wasn't prepared to come. And the forward line not congested but congealed at the moment. This is Montagna. Revolt. And there wasn't a Bronx cheer in the house, and that says something. Everybody sympathizing with their young superstar. Thankless job on the forward line for the Saints this afternoon.
Oh,
goes back across the ground. Graham knew he was coming. Campbell just missed. Great pressure from Thomas. Jarred the ball free. Long ball from Campbell. Brown props, takes the mark. Off play on's the call. Look the mark to me. Hodgson under pressure. Goes to Gwilt. Gwilt over the top to Gilbert. They're living life on the edge right now, the Saints. Gilbert around the outer side. In front is Ball. Almost a clever mark. Taken towards the line by Jones. And a boundary throw in. Well, Nick Revolt really put his teammates under pressure.
See, that was so close to a mark there for Edwards.
It was Edwards. Sorry.
Gee, what was Nick thinking?
That's the pressure building, though, Bruce.
It was a lovely looking kick, by the way. It was just such a strange place to kick it to.
Just stayed. Oh.
And that's a very poor handball. And Lower's got it. So Revolt is coming apart here. The kick towards full forward. Hodgson belts away. Hayes on the end of it from Gwilt to Howard. Just his second match. He played in the ugly game against the Hawks. Don't say anything, Dennis. Fiora to full forward. Could Cozzy take one? Well done by Watt. Very well done by Pratt. Saints still with a little chance here. And Rawlings comes away and uses Sinclair, who uses the boundary line. Ricky Ollerenshaw.
Well, we know how good a job Nick Ferrudo has done on Ruwatt. He's actually just come off the ground for a rest, and what St Kilda have done is now moved Ruwatt up into the ruck. His opponent will be Lee Brown, who's gone as a loose man defence. McIntosh will take the ruck work with Ruwatt now.
Dennis, you got your wish.
So Revolt is released and goes forward.
Towards the pocket. Petrie tries to knock it out of bounds. Voss comes through. Archer takes it out.
Just what he needs, Voss. Another bang on the head. It's absorbing stuff, but they just can't find their way forward, can they, the Saints?
How many times has that ball come in right on that boundary line this afternoon? McIntosh knocks it down. Fiora slips it back. Ball. High ball. Brown will come from behind. Hit him in the face. Goes towards the boundary line and out of bounds. That'll do.
We saw a moment ago too, Kaczynski looked like he had what done cold. They were one-on-one, but he just couldn't move his body off the line of the ball.
Not in the textbook, that spoil, but effective enough. Here's Gehrig in trouble. Too hard for Voss, taken by Gilbert. Well played by Pratt to knock it out of his hands. Down goes Del Santo. No free kick. I think that was the right call.
Nick, sorry, mate. You fell forward. He didn't fall onto your back. He was on the side, mate.
Umpire Sully. Good explanation. Bounce 45 metres out. This game just mired at the moment. Revolt lays it down, intended for Gilbert. Voss tried to crash through. Swallows got it now. Close quarters to Archer. Finds a way out of there. Goes towards the outer side. Pratt. Well, Pratt's away. And the Saints are reeling as they get people back. Fisher is the spearman in defence. Not much happening ahead of Pratt. Now he goes towards the pocket and Grant missed it. And here is Fisher. If it stays in, chance for the Saints to come back up the ground. He does that to Graham. Graham looks towards Montagna on the wing, then goes to Revolt just beyond half back. Revolt kicks to the leading Fiora. Lovely kick. Fiora wheels around. A little lax by Lower. Sets it up for Voss. Timely fist Archer. Sinclair under it. Stolen away down there by Clark. Clark's kick towards the pocket. There isn't a traction down there. It's like the Bermuda Triangle. And the ball's gone out of bounds.
The Archer's been good this afternoon. Third quarter tackles. The Roos have had 20. They're just hanging on. They're just slowing the Saints down enough to make it difficult for them to break away. And St Kilda have had 6 tackles this quarter.
McIntosh and Revolt. Fiora backspin was good. The kick going towards the behind. So not a bad bit of play by Fiora. And the Saints just searching for a goal here. They got the first goal of the second half through Gehrig, and the only other goal has come from Swallow. That awkward kick that floated through on its last legs. So they've got a handy break in the context of a low-scoring game, but you feel like the Saints are 2 goals away from doing something, don't you? They're a couple of good minutes away from really getting back into this game. So Brown back. There's been some close matches in Melbourne on Sunday afternoons. There's still a chance here today that we could have a grandstand finish. But they allow Pratt to run a long way. And then picked off by Del Santo.
No one there. No one there. He's got to wait.
Yep. Just feel like Del Santo and Revolt are the 2 guys that could win it for the Saints today.
Yep. Howard.
They've got to find another way inside. They're attacking 50. A lot of numbers back for the Roos.
They skirt the perimeter. Then Thompson goes very long. Kaczynski across, couldn't hang on. McIntosh to Brown. Brown brings it out with precision. Oh, geez, strong in front of his face. Edwards. That was a good mark.
Back there, stay there. It's all right. Right on it.
Sorry, Dennis, I was about to say, Kaczynski just needed to be stronger in that other contest.
Yeah, do what Edwards did, although it was a different sort of ball, and now it's out of bounds. Swallow. And you just get the feeling that the Kangaroos now are being dragged down almost to the level of the Saints. It's a very murky game. Boundary throw in. McIntosh. That was Fiora floating through, didn't touch the football. Sinclair liked his game with the outside of the boot. Hudson reaches over the top of Edwards. Spills to Clark. In trouble, Clark. Run down from behind him, through it.
He still hasn't picked up the pace of AFL football, Clark.
Campbell's got the ball. Rawlings is running deep. Not used. Thomas in from the side. Good mark. Wonderful judgment by Sam Fisher.
He looks more at home back there, doesn't he, as opposed to chasing Shannon Grant around.
He's had a good quarter, Fisher. And it's been hard going for both teams, but the Kangaroos maintain their advantage. And at 3/4 time, they lead it 8-11 to 5-7.
$22 points the difference. It was 21 at half time and 17 at quarter time. The Saints in charge from the get-go.
Well, they're going to give them something a little bit different to look at in their forward line too, St Kilda. Gwilt, Howard and Gilbert are in the goal square.
Opening bounce, final term, Sunday football. The Saints with some work to do. Desperately in need of a victory. McIntosh down to Simpson, left it behind. Ball could have been taken high. Got a hand pass out of there.
Fine. Thank you. Thanks, guys. All right, Daniel. Thanks, Justin.
Former North
Stevens,
Melbourne
yep.
great, Anthony Stevens.
A bit late for the $2.22 now, isn't it? He's on the phone though. Trying to organise something. Harris gets it away. Harvey. Well done by Del Santo. Beat 3 of them. It's been a good game. Dash from Fisher. Quick one to Baker. Back to Ball. Fiora could kick this. He's inside 50. Starts it left. It doesn't come back. Question of accuracy. It wasn't there.
He had more time then too. He actually just rushed his kick. It was well worked. Del Santo's interception was just sensational.
So a chance there to really get the Saints going. McIntosh had quite a day today. Just 5th possession coming up. That's not a good one. And Harvey worked.
Baker actually waited for the whistle, then he knew that he was done.
That was a Little League kick, wasn't it? It was a Little League kick.
Well, a couple of little blokes.
Doesn't explain McIntosh.
True. Sorry, I was thinking of Harvey and Baker. McIntosh would look out of place at half-time in the Little League.
Although there was one guy out there, number 23 at half-time.
Big guy.
He was a big fella.
Harvey short. Do you want the good news, Dennis, or the bad news? I'm going to give you the
good
bad
news.
I'll give you the bad news.
Bruce.
Neither of these teams kicked a goal in the last quarter last week. The Kangaroos didn't get a goal in Perth, and the Saints didn't get a goal here against Geelong. That's the bad news. I'll think of the good one in a minute. Just going to have to think for a moment. Here's Jones to Simpson to Archer. Little kick. No, doesn't quite get there. Arch might get it back.
Free kick.
And coming to the Kangaroos.
In the house, around the neck, mate. Around the neck.
Gilbert too high on Rawlings. Gee, they worked that well in a really close space there on the boundary line. Simpson was just magnificent the way that he set that up.
So Rawlings outside 50. Did a good job early on Del Santo. He centres the ball. Brown a target. He had a bit of it. Brown, he would have fancied that at the second take. And the Saints wrap it up. You almost feel they can't afford a goal here, St Kilda. They're going to be just too far back. So it's been 4 seasons since they've lost 4 straight, the Saints. So that's what might be hanging on the end of this match today.
Bounce 20 metres out then. Rex stolen away by Brown. Then he gave it away. Montagna was taken high. Hayes, Hudgton. Well played by the Saints. Milne close to the boundary line. Gearing.
Kaczynski's running hard.
Rebolt's the only man forward of the centre for the Saints at the present time, although now Gilbert's gone forward to join him. Here's Hayes. Cross half back, wants some help, goes back to Fraser Gehrig. Larches the back and gets away. Don't say that too often. Milne's got it alongside the centre circles. Revolt going back on a lead. Well,
that's a free kick.
He's the master of that for Rito. Took him with the body again and may have taken him high with the arm, but that's a clever spoiling technique that Ferrito's got. No hands, and this is an adaptation to the new interpretation.
Yeah. Got him in the snout as well there, Ferrito. Just banged him in the nose.
That'll do it.
Every time. Look at this. Bang. There you go.
That's like having a practice swing.
Bit cheeky, though.
Nick Revolt right behind him. And they squander what was their 13th free kick.
That's their second shot in this last quarter that they've had to nail.
And Nick missed one in the third, didn't he? So a couple of disappointing results for him.
Thanks, Nick.
Not the easiest of shots.
No, but they're not going to get a lot of chances in this last quarter. The Kangaroos will close them down.
Harris wide. Well-weighted kick to Harvey. This is where a player like Harvey is so important in the last quarter because he's got the smarts, hasn't he? He is a smart footballer, and he's kicked it to a smart one in Grant, who plays the percentages by going long down the line. And then the good bounce came for Green and put him into the frame, and then Fisher got pushed in the back.
Yeah. Grant's only had 8 touches this afternoon.
Well, he missed his best chance at a goal, didn't he, when he
Haddard's done a good job on him.
So Fisher wide and not a good kick, and Gilbert did everything he could, but he just couldn't get there.
Any news on that good news, Bruce?
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. It's good to see you've still got your belt on.
Boundary throw in on the outer side. The Kangaroos would be delighted with this tempo at the present time. No real threat there. Yora, who was the man who fell forward.
North Melbourne. No, you both got your arms in there.
Montaña's had plenty of the ball. Harvey, who's been opposed to Baker, has done enough today, and Sam Fisher's been very good in the second half.
Isn't that interesting? 3 St Kilda midfielders in the top 5. Over 20. There's Milne with the outside of the boot. It wanders out towards the wing. Baker and Harvey. Now Archer. He's played a wonderful game. He's turned back the clock this afternoon inside the 50. Dropped down there by Fisher, almost through Green. Fisher comes in the opposite direction to Graham. Everybody is going back on the forward line. Fisher runs. Now Gehrig comes to him and takes the mark.
He's been excellent, Fisher, in the second half. Graham's on.
Graham's got it. Well, huge kick this one.
I watched him in the warm-up, Dennis, and I reckon he had 8-10 shots at goal, Graham, and kicked every one of them.
You've done it now, haven't you?
I've definitely done it now.
Here's the good news, Dennis.
Graham comes in and kicks it.
How infrequently have we seen the St Kilda side today set up any real genuine run off half-back? Now, Fisher got the ball moving from half-back. He initiated the first attack, then followed it up. It was a smart kick to the space in front of Gehrig, and then Graham, who's pushed right up the ground too, then was able to get on the end of it. And he's parked himself in the forward line now, Graham. 14 points, not insurmountable.
So the Saints doing well in the clearances, and that might be the story of the day. Who can win the clearances for the next 20 minutes? They'll probably win the match. St Kilda now close enough on the board for the Kangas to feel the pressure. Dare I say, next goal important? You reckon if the Saints get it, it might be an even money footy match. If it goes the other way to the Kangas, then it could be enough. Ball and Del Santo work together to revolt.
Oh, here we go.
Maybe a chance. Hayes to fall forward. Cozzy's got it. Well, there were some big names in that build-up, weren't there?
Ball, Del Santo, Revolt, Kazitsky, Hayes. Doesn't get any bigger than that for the Saints, and that was just a magnificent kick there by Lenny Hayes. The first one from Del Santo was a beautiful kick to Revolt, just took the pace off the ball, but that was just to the favoured side of Kazitsky. Archer read the play well. He tried to get back just to intercept.
Well, this to really get this match going. It's been a long time coming. He's done it. Game on. You've got the good news, Dennis.
Well, I'm awash with good news.
Ricky made a really pertinent point at three-quarter time, and that was about the effect that game last week may have taken on the Kangaroos. Ross Lyon probably mentioned that to his group of players. You just grab at any straw you possibly can about the fact that they might tire in this last quarter. It's really game on now. Great reaction.
So the Kangaroos challenged right here. That man getting the goal. In the last 2 weeks, his team have been outscored 15 goals to 2 in the last term. So the Saints sensing that. Sensing a chink in the armour. This is Pratt, got it from Harris. Brady Rawlings turns 26 today, about 80 metres from home towards full forward, and the mark is taken by Edwards.
Mate, dive forward, Corey.
Explanation on Jones, no free kick, but Edwards has got it.
Just watch this again. Here's that's a terrible kick there by Rawlings, just floated in the air, and Corey Jones went to ground, but you heard the umpire's explanation.
Edwards comes in and hits the post. So, golden opportunity goes begging right there.
I reckon Jones would have been the right bloke to have it.
No doubt.
He's a dead-eyed dick, but Edwards, who hasn't kicked well for goal this year. Summers?
Wait till I say.
This bloke's been outstanding in the second half, Sam Fisher.
Dangerous kick, but okay to Fiora on his wrong side. I was going to say, so much to like about Edwards' endeavour, but he hasn't been finishing this season. Attard, who's had the good match, out wide to Baker. It's suddenly happening for the Saints. That's not a good kick, though. Missed by Ferrito. Gehrig Ferrito, important. Gehrig went for the footy. Probably had Ferrito scum if he just sat on him. The kick by Harvey. I don't mean literally. Now Fisher, who continues to impress, doesn't he? He's kicked to a space down the line and Ferrito able to get off Gehrig and take the mark.
Well, he's played that well twice, Ferrito.
And now to Harrison, releases him.
Runs beyond the wing, penetrating kick inside the forward 50. Big pack at the drop of the ball. Fiora got the crumb. Montagna still support there. Del Santo untidy with the hand pass, close to the boundary line, and Hayes getting a hand to it was Simpson. Fisher back over the shoulder to Hayes. Hayes goes in short. Baker to Montagna on the burst. Revolt on the lead. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful mark. Hard against the line. Suddenly the energy is surging through the Saints. Kozetski up ahead. Goals have been scarce.
And the good bull users are getting the ball in their hands too. Hayes is a wonderful kick.
That's ambitious, low down. Kozetski spilt it. The ground jarred it out of there. Sinclair to Petrie. That's a shocking kick. Sliding in was Harris. It was out on the full. Saints ball. Shake of the head from Harris. St Kilda, for the first time this afternoon, tightening the screw. Up until now, hadn't been able to find it.
Just a tense last quarter.
3 goals only in the second half. 2 to the Saints and 1 to the Kangas. And that's an awful kick. It is a little bit like watching 2 draft horses right now, isn't it? Trying to get to the line.
Kozetski just had it until he hit the ground with his elbows.
So the Saints 1 kick away from being 1 kick behind. They haven't been able to put the scoreboard pressure on all day. Milne's kick, Revolt outnumbered, Brown over the top, Ricky Olarinshaw.
Kangaroos have made a change to try and stem the flow of the St Kilda. They actually brought Lindsay Thomas off the ground and brought David Hale on, but he's actually gone into the ruck and he'll play as a loose man in defence.
So they're trying to hold up here, the Kangas. Ball cleverly down to Milne. Check side missing. But St Kilda looking more dangerous as the minutes tick by here.
That was really clever then by Luke Ball, just to tap that ball down. Doesn't go on the stat sheet. But it was a clever assist then to Milne, who has no left foot, as we know, and just try to do a check side.
Archer. This is what you saw Dean Laidley moments ago, riding every bump and kick now. Grant on a searching lead takes a strong grab. 6-4 the Kangaroos coming in.
And Harvey just continues to run.
Just get the feeling if they can win this afternoon, real chance to see some September action. Towards half forward, Jones was up. Rove by Campbell to Sinclair. Sinclair sets it up for Jones. Lines up his 4th and hits the post again.
Couple of let-offs.
That should have been a goal.
He had worked it so well, hadn't he?
Yes.
Just getting a bit ragged here in the last quarter too.
So Del Santo, I don't know about that kick. I mean, there were so many Kangas around, and Lower was one of them. It was a strange choice. And then Lower goes on and goes for goal and kicks it. What a day for him, the kid.
That's a great finish, but you called it beautifully, Bruce. There was no need for Del Santo to go with this kick. I mean, that's the kick you may kick with 30 seconds to play. I mean, they had loose players. They had to go wide. And he kicked it to probably a 4-on-1.
That hurts too, doesn't it? That hurts big time.
It does. I mean, there's still 15 points, but
sometimes the discipline of footballers who play today is to be admired, but that time, in their haste to pick up their man, nobody stood the mark. That's terrible. Lower, who wouldn't have got the distance, I don't think, able to come up about 15 metres. Milne, Hayes, too slick for ball, goes and gets his own ball. Runs back inside the centre square, looks to the forward line, goes for distance. Revolts in front, Ferrito behind, got a fist on it. Umpire had the perfect angle. Petrie gave it to Brown, to Pratt. And now Simpson. He'll run it up. Brown on the overlap. Pushes towards the wing, kicks towards half forward. Rawlings, he's played a reasonable game this afternoon, certainly early. Del Santo has come back strongly. Rawlings sets it up then for McIntosh. McIntosh. Wow, that was a strong mark. And the earth moved as he landed flat on his back.
Where you are, Matt. Yeah.
Like a stunt man. Watch this landing.
Corey, please.
That's a strong pair of hands. Good coaching by Laidley to push him forward late in the game too.
So McIntosh from about 30 metres out. This will make it hard for the Saints. 15 points currently. It was 22 at three-quarter time. Now it's back to 21.
Well, they've holded the charge. You just wonder whether or not the Saints can reload once again. This was a good kick. He placed it nicely. He saw McIntosh take off from the top of the square, had a yard on Maxie Hodgson, and he's a very tall bloke, is Hamish McIntosh. He's playing out of the goal square now. A couple of little fellas at ground level, and Corey Jones being picked up by Sam Fisher at centre half forward.
See the contested marks. The irony is that a contested mark may decide the fate of this game, and if someone had told you that, you would have thought it would be a Revolt or a Gehrig that would take it, but it was a McIntosh. That was just a major play in this match. Still time for the Saints. Hayes so busy to centre half forward. Ferrito, well done. Really well done. How good was that? They do stand and applaud. Jones on the end. No free kick given. Rawlings didn't quite get it out.
Got his hands again.
Then Pratt and Jones. And
It's coming out. Good work.
it has come out almost. Now Jones gets it out to Pratt. I'm still in awe of Ferrito a moment ago. Back to Simpson. Simpson loads up to fall forward. Hodgson. Jones was lurking. Ball eluded him. Attard. Okay. Blake. And then Blake gets to Baker.
Baker to Del Santo. On the wing to half forward. Milne. About 80 metres from goal.
Got a mismatch now. Revolt's been picked up by Harvey. He's got to get it there quickly.
Not always a crowd favourite. Inside the 50, and the mark is juggled down there by Gwilt.
Actually, that mismatch, Harvey on Revolt caused that because Brown looked up and saw it, and he actually started to head across to that direction to help out Harvey, which allowed Gwilt to have that space.
There's the mark. You're in line.
He certainly found a lot of space, as you can see. Nobody near him.
5 metres.
So Gwilt, an unlikely man to keep them in the game. Just over 8 minutes remaining. Gwilt's kick, not a powerful kick, but it's good enough.
Robert Harvey said it is the most important quarter of football that they will play this year, and I think that they believe that. They're playing this last quarter like they know that themselves as St Kilda players out there on the ground, because they are reloading again. That was an intelligent kick there by Milne to Gwilt.
Another defender, Tim, kicking a goal. You talked about it earlier today, didn't you? Saints in front with the hit out. So Gwilt and Attard today score their first goals for the season. Two defenders. We saw Gilbert earlier on go forward and kick a goal.
These takeaways from the centre bounce are becoming critical now.
Still in with a chance, the Saints. Hale, Ricks with some real body strength, just couldn't get the ball onto the boot, and Harris did really well. He just banged off a couple like a dodgem car, and Harvey got hold of it, and he'd fancy himself here. Harvey over the top. Jones on that left foot, and he delivers and kicks his fourth. Well, we spoke to one Harvey today during the match, but it's another Harvey who's having a big say in the match, isn't it?
Oh, that was great, but they just couldn't clear the ball. How important was this bit here by Harris? Geez, a tough nut. Very hard to grab in the tackle. Just bounced off, was then able to get the ball out wide. And this bloke here, who just carries the ball. You know, he runs at players. He makes something happen. He creates space behind, and it was just a matter of Jones then finishing off.
And a fine afternoon. Talented player. When you think back over the last couple of seasons, not always a regular. Spent a lot of time on the bench. Harris
Again.
lower. Liked his game. Little chip out wide to Swallow. This is Smith. Goes to half forward. Grant's in front. Shielded that ball well. Took the mark. Wheels around. Looking down towards the square. Pulls the kick slightly. Edwards on the lead. Left it behind. Ball. Del Santo finds a way through. Some tired players out there. They've run a long way this afternoon. If in fact they've not achieved a lot. Attard across the ground. Big leap by Harvey. Over the top of Blake. Knocked it away. Baker goes after it. Well, Harvey's battling about 3 out there. Max a little bit rusty. Gets away. Steps around McIntosh. Goes to the wing. Ball. Now Ricks. Not necessarily the best man to have this ball. A high floater. Kozetzky works in front. Watt kept his feet. Good balance. Very slick to Ferrito. Now Brown. And the Kangaroos bring it out with a chance to build. Swallow. He's at right half back. Looks up the ground. Running hard is Thomas. Goes in that direction. Thomas on his chest. He was flirting in midair with giving it off to Rawlings. But the push put him down.
He's a high-hipped athlete, Kozetzky. He just can't hold himself upright in a marking contest.
And then Thomas with a penetrating kick to fall forward. Grant chasing hard. Back it goes to Green. Green tucked away in the pocket. The left foot right to the goal square. McIntosh there. Was he held on to? No. Del Santo to Fisher. Well, one thing's for sure. The Saints can't concede another goal to have any hope here. Graham. This is his trademark, isn't it? The running bounces. He had 3 there. And then down the line was a half and half. Good pick up by Revolt. Revolt swings to the left. Can Gehrig do something? He did a push, and it's a free kick to Petrie.
So I reckon
Drew, your kick, mate. Thank you.
Revolt picked up half a corky then too. Just grazed the Kangaroos player as he swung around.
Swallow across the ground. Archer's got it. And it seems they've weathered the storm. Terrific game this afternoon from Glenn Archer. Approaching 300 in splendid fashion. Towards the wing. Jones could have almost got a free in front. Tracking it back towards the line. Hayes apparently kept it in. Now Blake. Montagna. Lays it off Del Santo. Hasn't stopped running. Clark to Milne. 55 metres out. Held it a while. Kozetzky's in front. Punched away yet again. Well done, Watt. Swallow. Ferrito gave it to Simpson. Back to Swallow.
It's been busy, hasn't he, in this last few minutes? Just got himself into a bit of a tangle there, Swallow. Kicked down the line. Oh, good pace from Watt. He's been out the last couple of weeks with a hamstring. To Hale. He's playing as a cameo ruckman for the moment. Long ball. Edwards in front. Thomas, well done. To Grant. Does he take a chance and go for goal? He misses. He was looking to centre it. 20 goals in the last 5 weeks. Better than anybody else in the AFL today. Just a couple of behinds. Montagna short to Hayes. Now Voss has just come off the interchange. He's a long way away from Hayes. I think Hayes has now spotted him, and here he's going to get to him. Out to Voss. They're just going to roll the dice here, Tim. They just have to roll the dice, the Saints. Got to make it happen. Gehrig, they've got to play as if there is no tomorrow. Gwilt. Still Gwilt. Oh. Well done, though, by Petrie. He's been good, Petrie.
He's been very good on Fraser Gehrig all afternoon. Archer's been good too. They haven't conceded, have they?
So Rod Butters, it's been a miserable football week for him.
Miserable week, I'd suggest. Gehrig Sinclair been very handy today. This one just a kick and hope towards half forward. Harvey was hanging on. Blake took the mark, goes across the ground. Thompson, Montagna into the path of Fiora. His disposal's been poor this afternoon. Normally a good kick. Goes down towards the 50. Revolt dropped the mark. Well, that sort of day. Ferrito's been terrific. This is no exception. An obliging bounce releases Harvey, who decides to take on Blake and send it down towards the forward pocket. Not a good kick, though. Needed a kind bounce for Thomas to make something of it. He's outnumbered. Clark knocks it forward. Thompson did well. Montagna bounces it out to Fisher. Fisher in the grasp, kicks for the line, and out it goes. Deliberate. Boundary umpire wants to throw it in, but the player's aware that it was paid deliberate.
There's just no one in that area.
So Hale, he had Archer behind him. Done well, the Kangaroos. 6 straight going to Perth. Fell apart a bit in the last quarter there. And they've come back and regrouped. And they're going to go in with a split round in a good spot, aren't they, to really challenge for the final. Simpson's kick into the pocket. And Fisher marks.
This bloke has been outstanding in the second half.
Clark, just his second game this season. He only played his first last year in round 19. Fiora, after having a good season the year before. And then Thompson to Blake, who's worked hard. Kazuchki outnumbered. He does make a contest, but it's a free kick.
Took his arm out. Drew's kick.
Just watched him the last couple of times the ball's come into the forward line. Kazuchki, he actually doesn't get himself into the correct starting position. He was in no man's land then as the ball came forward.
It's going to be the 7th time. That's 7 out of 11 that the Saints have kicked under 10 goals in a match today.
Thank you.
And just not scoring.
Don't walk.
Shannon Watt across half back then, told to play on, kicks it out very wide. Ricks and Hale, well, they span each other around. This is Simpson, goes with the right boot down towards half forward. Shannon Grant's in front. He's 70 metres out. Clock is running down. Edwards offers a lead, but there's no need for haste here. Goes in the Harvey direction, and why not? Trying to fist it away was Fiora. Somehow Harvey comes up with it, goes back to Lower. He's in trouble over his shoulder. Ricks has got it, running out of space. Still a live ball, but not for very long. So Ross Lyon, another tough afternoon of the footy. And I know he won't be, but if I were him, I think I'd be thinking maybe a change would be in order, contemplating something a little bit different, maybe wishing you were Diego Maradona's life coach or something like that. Here's Baker. Milne, high ball. Gehrig wrestles there with Simpson, and Simpson just sees it across the line. I don't think Fraser's enjoying his football at the moment.
Well, Rob Harvey said that he'd probably be fit enough to go to Perth in a couple of weeks. Whether they goes or not, they need a couple of players back, and they need to freshen up, don't they, and come out firing after the break. Swallow, they don't play for another couple of weeks, the Saints. They play on the Sunday in the second week of the split round. Kangaroos take Adelaide to Carrara, the Gold Coast, next weekend. So going well, the Kangas. Hale. He's done okay today, Hale. He's been the second man to McIntosh. Harvey's been terrific. Milne, just not a good day. Revolt, well, it's plenty of effort, but not much reward for that. Out wide to Gwilt. He kicked what we thought might have been an important goal earlier in this last quarter. Centering kick. Can the Saints get something just to smile a little bit about? No. It just never took off, did it?
No.
It never took off. But from the Kangaroos' point of view, it's just the best result. They're right in that top 8. They're in the thick of it. And for the Saints, well, they've got a lot of catching up to do. 80 to 58. Corey Jones was good, Ricky, wasn't he?
Corey Jones was a pretty good win in the end. They did come out in that last quarter to be able to regroup. Was it come from Perth a bit of a factor?
Probably is, yeah. You come back a little bit fatigued, but to the boys' credit, we hung in there and we knew it'd be tough. They had a bit of turmoil during the week, but yeah, I reckon we played all right that last quarter.
And the movement through the midfield's really helped you. Another 4 goals.
Yes, we brought the ball in today pretty quick, and they like to get numbers back, and I think we kicked it over their heads and lowered our eyes at times, so it was good.
And you got a rip and fat lip. Who gave you that?
Yes, I got a 50 for it, so I'll put up with it.
Who's the culprit? Who got you?
I think it's Baker got me, so yeah, should be right.
Good on you, Jonesy. Thanks, mate.
Asked who got the fat lip. He said, I think it was Baker that got me. They always blame Baker, don't they, Dennis?
He had a chance, actually, I think in the third quarter to even up. Do you remember that? Short pass to Baker. It must have been appealing, but Corey Jones decided no.
Too much the gentleman. Fraser Gehrig, a couple of goals today, but tough day. Got a lot of kicks in the back half today. He ran up and down the ground. To think that he and Revon, 170 goals between them 3 years, got 130 last year, but not so far this year. Michael Frito was good too. Here's Ricky.
Spud, another great game for him and a big job on Ruwal.
Yeah, he's a big fella and he takes his mark straight up, so I was battling a bit. I had 7 pairs of socks on today, but just trying to give it extra height. But no, they were very good, the boys, and the pressure through the midfield was spot on today.
I think you've become Bruce McAvaney's favourite player. The time you burst through the half-back line, you're playing with a lot of confidence at the moment, aren't you?
Yeah, no, it's good. And you get a lot of confidence. Drew back down there today, and you know you got plenty of support. Arch and Praddy and Shannon Watt was very good today. Ed Lower, first game of the year, and just really enjoyed my footy back there, and hopefully we keep playing exciting footy.
Another trip to Carrara next week and going to the break. Hopefully in a good position to go into the second half of the season.
Yeah, exactly. We love going up there, so hopefully we can pack it out and get a few Melbourne supporters up there and our Gold Coast fans. So hopefully we have another good one.
Good luck next week, Sputter.
They'll be in the right place for a week off up on the Gold Coast too.
Absolutely, and also I think Michael Ferrito could be looking at All-Australian honours if he keeps up this pace. I mean, half-back flank. Couldn't be centre half-back or full-back, could he? But somewhere in that mix, I would think.
He has been so good. So the captain's happy and so are his fans. 80-58.
This has been a Fox Sports presentation.